Hello, my name is Spencer Waters. I am a first-year Master of Healthcare Administration student at the University of Minnesota, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I represent a student organization at the U of M called CLARION, and CLARION aims to solve tomorrow's healthcare problems by educating interprofessional teams of students to solve difficult issues. To give a little bit of context to what CLARION does, I'd like to give you a background about some healthcare trends that are happening globally and nationally so that you can understand why CLARION is so important today. On the second slide, you will see that the gross domestic product of healthcare spending in the United States in 2013 was 17%. Now that number is closer to 20%. While you can see that many of the other comparable countries throughout the world are much, much lower. On slide 3, you'll see that you'll see another global healthcare trend, which is that while we are spending more money than any other country, our outcomes are far worse than many of those who spend even less than us. So this graph is a representation of maternal mortality rates. That is, mothers who die within 30 days of giving birth, which is just about 14 in 100,000 in the United States. So what is the solution to these difficult healthcare issues and others like it? Well, the answer, in my opinion, is putting the patient at the center of care. In this graph, you can see that we have primary care providers, nutritionists, hospitalists, dentists, specialists, medical assistants, and so on, all focused on the patient's care. But if those individuals can't work together, then the patient will never receive their optimal health. That's why the University of Minnesota has a student organization called CLARION. CLARION stands for Clinician Administrator Relationship Improvement Organization. This organization has been around for more than 10 years and helps, as the name implies, to encourage teamwork between clinicians, administrators, and so on, so that we can all work together to provide the best care for our patients. You'll see on slide 6 that the pillars of CLARION are leadership, interprofessional teamwork, communication, patient safety and quality, and last but not least, patient-centered care. Without each of those pillars or values of CLARION, then it would not stand. So what does CLARION do to teach interprofessionalism? Well, we invite guest lecturers to come to the organization to speak with students and teach them about how they work on interprofessional teams. We have workshops. We host case competitions. We host interprofessional dinners where speakers come on panels and speak to students about their experience in the real world. And then we give students boardroom experience to see how other students and other healthcare organizations are solving difficult healthcare issues. So why am I here today? We're here looking for your support of CLARION. We know that your organization already supports CLARION by providing judges for our case competition and occasionally speakers for our CLARION events. But we're here today to seek your financial support of CLARION. The financial support you would provide funding for scholarships that are provided to students when they win the local case competition. And you can see the breakdown of the spending on the slide. It would also support the events that are hosted by CLARION, including speakers, materials, food, administrative costs, etc. So what is our ask? Our requested amount is that your organization sponsor CLARION at $6,000 a year for 5 years, a total of $30,000. Now we know that this is no small amount of money. However, we know that your organization has the value of educating tomorrow's professionals and of giving back to the community. We greatly value your input and your support, and we really hope that you would be able to financially support us so that we can continue to educate students on how to solve some of these difficult healthcare issues. We recognize that you may have many questions and would like now to open the discussion so that we can answer those for you. Thank you again for your time and consideration.